you go. Now you know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, hi bunnies, how are you? So today is going to be a really special video. As you guys can see, I am finally back from Thailand. It is really nice to finally be home, but I just have so much to share with you guys. I have some do's and don'ts. I have some places that you should travel to if you want to go there, and just, I don't know, I kind of just want to wrap up my whole experience in this nice and tiny bow as I adventure off into new things. I feel like my channel has been Thailand for like the last month now, and there's life outside of Thailand, unfortunately, but I just, like I said, I wanted to wrap my whole Thailand series just up in a little bow, and like I said, I kind of just let you guys know some do's and don'ts, some places you should go, and just overall like my whole experience in Thailand. So I have a few things about Thailand that I didn't expect. Don't get me wrong, you know, I did a lot of research on Thailand before I went there, but there are definitely some things that even if I had done research, it was still crazy to experience once I finally got there. One is the heat. Child, I'm from America, okay? So I'm only gonna just speak about American places, but if you've been to Miami, yeah, no, that on steroids, okay? Like, I live in California, but at one point I lived in like one of the hottest places in California. So I know what it feels like to experience like real heat. But mind you, in this specific place, it's kind of dry. Like, it's dry heat. It's the desert. I grew up in Victorville, so the heat can go there, and then at night when it's cold, the coldness can really go there. But I've also been to Miami, and you know how like the whole thing about Miami is it's very hot, it's very humid. So the things that I've heard about Miami and the experiences that I've had in the desert, you know, I thought that maybe I was kind of prepared for this heat. Baby, I was not ready. I was never ready. It doesn't matter how much you try to train your body to experience this kind of heat. It just, baby. I am telling you, if I can like insert a clip here, baby, I had to make a TikTok. As soon as I got outside of the airport doors, like just furnace, wet furnace. Like, I never experienced the heat like I did in Thailand. And mind you, I was stupid as hell because I got on my flight with like a sweatshirt, a hoodie. Yeah. And as soon as I landed in Thailand, China was like, nope, you got to take that out, bitch. I mean, it was so insane. Just the ride from the airport to my Airbnb, and that was about 20 minutes, bead of sweat down my back. Like, heat, like I said, that I've just never felt before. Like, the kind of heat where it's like you get irritable. Like, it ain't nothing funny. Like, what you making jokes back there for? Like shit, like, I ain't got time for games. You can't be hungry in this heat, because then the hangry is gonna be just Zilla hunger. Like, just make sure that you have all of your affairs in order before you step outside of Thailand. Like, just point blank, period. I don't know if anybody else is talking about that on YouTube, but just please, even if you did wear something that I wore in the airport and to Thailand, my biggest advice, honestly, is to take your ass in the airport bathroom, change into like a little skimpy something, so you're not just bamboozled with just hail itself. So like I said, heat was definitely the first thing that, like, it didn't matter how much research that I did on it. It didn't matter. Like, you have to experience it for yourself to realize, like, wow, I am really in a different place in the world right now that I'm not used to. But funny enough, by like the 4th day, I was like, yeah, I was still fucking like heat stroke, but it was like, okay, yeah, okay. It wasn't unbearable like the first day. And then definitely by the last day, I'm like, okay, I'm skipping through the heat. You know, I'm just like, it is what it is. There's a point where you kind of just like, all right, bitch, like, you won. Like, me versus heat, it's gonna win. So I might as well just, this is my life. And my last thing about heat is make sure, like I said, that you have your affairs in order as far as your clothes, but you cannot walk out the house in Thailand without a bottle of water. There's no way. Like, I don't even care if you're taking a Grab to your friend's house or to your next destination. A Grab is Thailand's version of Uber. Like, I don't care. You have to have a water bottle on you, because by my 3rd day, insert clip here, and I got really sick. I woke up with the most raging headache of my life, and I thought that I got sick or something. I was like, no, not on my third day. Like, this is crazy. I ended up going to this guy who he sold watermelon smoothies. That ended up being like the place that I would go to every single morning, to the point where like I would go up to him and we'd be like, watermelon smoothie, right? I'd be like, oh my God, you already know my order? Ah! But I went to him to get a watermelon smoothie. I drank a bottle of water and then my headache went away. And I was like, oh, I wasn't sick. I was dehydrated. I got dehydrated, massively dehydrated. So, you know, by the time that, you know, for the rest of my trip, I was just guzzling bottles of water, like guzzling. So pro tip for Thailand's heat, make sure that you wear clothes that are right for the weather, okay? Sunscreen, okay? Mosquitoes, repellent, you can get that in the 7-Elevens there, okay? The one that everybody talks about with the pink cap. Get that, and always, always, always have a bottle of water. Another thing about Thailand that fascinated me was that it's true. Like, when it comes to eating, street markets are just your friend. Like, you're gonna go to vendors. I feel like I'll just, like I said, I'm gonna just be speaking for Americans because I'm from America. This is where I've lived. That's just, no, you don't do that. If anything, like after a basketball game, like the woman who sells hot dogs, that's like, you don't do that. Like, I know you're drunk, okay, and you just saw LeBron dunk, bitch, but don't get that hot dog. You probably gonna get sick, you know? But in Thailand, that is the culture. Like, Thai locals are eating from these vendors, are going to these street markets, and I mean, just some of the best food that I had ever experienced in my life. And mind you, Thai currency is just crazy and compare to America. So, you know, you're gonna get, like, I saw a lot of Michelin guide plates that in America, I know it would cost me like $20 to $25. This bowl of, like, let's say beef noodle soup, it cost me like 80 baht. And 80 baht is about $2 and some change. Wow. What? You can't make this shit up. It's some of the best beef noodle soup that I've ever eaten in my life. The craziest thing was that on day one, actually, by the time that I had gotten like everything done, day one, I had gotten off my flight. I arrived at my Airbnb and immediately I had to go to my eyebrows, eyelashes, and nail appointment. And I was basically there like all evening. Like, I was there all day. So by the time that I got to my Airbnb, it was probably like 7, 8 o'clock. So I knew that I wasn't gonna go out. Like, I knew, like, first day in, I got all my beauty done. I'm just gonna eat, take a shower, and then go to sleep. So I wanted to try, you know, Thailand's version of Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, whatever. And I ended up, insert video here, I ordered a shrimp pad thai, okay, a crispy pork dish that was like crispy pork, you know, Chinese kale with rice, and a cup of Thai tea. You want to know how much that costs? Just guess. Yeah, no. And if you're right, yeah. I'm gonna tell you this, like I said, I know that dish in LA, because I live in LA, that dish, especially doing DoorDash, 2 meals and a drink, probably like $45, $50, maybe $55, period. And if you want to say, like, you're not going to win this, no, because that is true. That is true. My whole bill was $8. $8! $8, including tip. Oh my God. And so, like I said, insert clip here. Bitch, I was eating that food. Mind you, the food was kind of spicy. And side note, that is another pro tip. You gon' have to say no spice. No space. Say no space, okay? Because Thailand, that's what they do out there. They will put the chili. They will put that chili on your shit like you've been eating that shit for years, okay? You gotta be like, no. And I didn't do that. So on my first day, I got my mouth blown off, but it was okay because I got my mouth blown off with fire, with the taste, you know, with the flavor. So it was kind of worth it. But pro tip, with food, make sure that you ask for no spice. No spice. If you can handle it, then, you know, or be like little spice. But I feel like even if you were to be like little spice, they'd be like, okay, and then we'll still like dump on chilies. So if you don't want spice, like if you know you can't handle that shit, bitch, just no spice. Okay, so pro tip for food. So I feel like those are kind of like all my do's and don'ts for Thailand. Honestly, like my biggest things really or just keep yourself hydrated. Make sure that you have the right clothes. I think another thing too is I'm a girly girl. I like to beat my face. I like to get dressed and stuff like that. I did not bring a pair of heels. Like, I just, from the research that I did, I don't think Thailand is really that kind of place. Like, if you want to ball out, bitch, fucking get those heels. Like, do the damn thing. Be that. But if I was to bring heels, it would be solely just to take pictures of them, because you're walking everywhere. At least where I was. I mean, I was in Sukhumvit, which is kind of like a little further from everywhere, but at the end of the day, like, that's what you do when you're out there. Like, everything is walking distance, so you're gonna walk. A lot of the times I would do Thailand's version of Uber, which is getting a Grab or a Bolt, and I would be on the back of somebody's motorbike. You know, like, I'm not doing that with heels on. And two, like I said, you're walking around everywhere. And like, if you want to be that girl, you can't. Like I said, boss up, bitch. Yes. But if you want to have a good time, and if you don't want to get splinters, if you don't want your feet hurting, and then it's hot, like, it's too much. Okay. So I literally just packed like 3 different sandals, like 2 for, you know, the nighttime, like cute sandals, and then like another one of like my slides, like when I'm going to the pool or just like walking around my neighborhood or something like that. And the clothes that I brought were very just like little clothes, the less just fabric. Like, I'm not wearing this. You're not wearing this. You can wear it to sleep if you're like blasting your AC on 56, you know, if it goes that low. But yeah, definitely just pro tip when it comes to the type of things that you're wearing. Like, I really wouldn't advise bringing a lot of clothes, bringing a lot of shoes, bringing a lot of heels. And I had a great time because I walked everywhere. Like, my sandals came in handy. I packed so many sneakers. I like to work out in the morning, and then because I knew like some days I would be walking like 20,000 steps, bitch, that's my fucking workout. So I would go out about, you know, when I'm adventuring Bangkok, I would be wearing my sneakers. So like I said, pro tip, bring sneakers, bring sandals. Really no need for the heels unless you want to take pictures and be that bitch. So now I want to tell you guys basically everything that I did, kind of like short speed. If you guys watched my videos, you guys literally saw in real time me do everything. But I have to say, like, one of my favorite things that I did was going to the night markets. I went to Chinatown Market, Pat Pong Night Market, and Khao San. Definitely all of the night markets have their own vibes. Chinatown Market, it's literally what it sounds like. It's just beautiful lights. You feel like you've just been transported to any Chinatown and any other place. I think it's the biggest Chinatown in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And Chinatown is just like, that's where you're gonna go for food. Like, that's that market. It's for food. Like, just, if I'm not mistaken, like, when I went there, bitch, you went there to eat and look at the lights and look at the people. Like, that's what I went for. I had, I could insert clip here as well. I had great food there. I think I had like some shrimp, really good. And then I think that I had like a noodle soup. It was like a duck noodle soup, bitch. That shit was fucking fire. It was so good. So I went to Chinatown Market. I think the next market that I went to was Khao San Road. Insert clip here. And Khao San, oh my god. For one, Khao San, I would say it's like Vegas. Khao San Road had me like, woo! It was just a time. I don't drink, so I didn't partake like in the bar activities. But there was one club that was just like so poppin', and mind you, it's kind of like outdoors. Like, it's like a little strip, but majority of the party atmosphere is outside. So you can just be walking on the little strip and turn to your left and see people partying, and you're like, let me go in there. So I just like ordered a cranberry juice and just sat there and just living my best life. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Like, I think I stayed there the longest, like, out of any night market that I went to, because there were so many things to do. Like, it was good food, good atmosphere, party atmosphere. There were a lot of people that were just in my face. A lot of people complimenting me, a lot of people taking pictures of me, with me. It was definitely a really fun time. And I had literally the best curry in my life. I think it was like curry with like chicken and beef over rice. To this day, like, I've been trying to like recreate that, and it's just not it. Like, it's not the same thing. I'm just gonna have to wait until I go back. But that was really fun. And then lastly, I ended up going to Pat Pong Market. Pat Pong is the market that fun enough, you guys know that I'm queer, so I feel like that's the queer strip over there. Like, I got to see some drag shows, and that was really fun. I got to meet a few people who I became friendly with, and they were really fun. Ate some good food there as well. But it's definitely the night market that is like very you know, not safe for work. You know, you probably wouldn't bring your kids here. Your kids don't need to be here. I ended up going into one bar where there was a ping pong show. I'm pretty sure you guys heard this ping pong show. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to say this without getting striked or anything, but I'll just say there was a woman who used ping pongs and she shot those ping pongs from, you know, and then they gave me, a paddle. So when she shot them, I was playing, you know, I was playing ping pong with her. And then also with the same, she spit out like a dart with her, and I was holding a balloon and she popped the balloon. And last but not least, because there were a lot of things that happened there, but last but not least, there was a woman who smoked a cigarette. So, you know, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna go into detail about that particular night market, but I had a good time. I saw things I never thought I would see in my life. And, you know, definitely go there with caution, but go there with an open mind and go there to have fun. I ended up going on a dinner cruise, insert clip here. The dinner cruise, I did that on like day 6 or 7. It was definitely at the tail end of my trip. And I think that was the best day. I just got all dolled up, and once again, I was there and people were taking so many pictures of me, with me. So many people were calling me Beyonce, bitch. But I understand like what they mean. Like, I think that they use Beyonce as a connotation of like Black beauty, and I'm not mad at that, but it was just really nice. And, you know, I was able to sit up at the top deck of the dinner cruise. Also too, my ticket was to be downstairs, and don't get me wrong, to be on a dinner cruise is fire regardless, but it's not the same like being at the top deck, being outside, and I'm by myself. And the way that I was like, I went to like one of the attendants and I was like, can I sit upstairs? And she was like, yeah, let me see. Bitch, I ended up getting sat upstairs. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Closed mouth don't get fed. You can get whatever you want if you ask, okay? What's the worst that could have happened? She could have been like, oh no, unfortunately we're all booked up. No problem, no problem. But I spoke up. And because I did that, I feel like that made the experience even much better. Just feeling the wind between my braids. The food was amazing. They had music. They just had, oh my God, it was just such a fabulous, like, it was a fabulous experience. There were lots of other dinner cruises, but the opulence, it was just the name of it. Like, it was opulent. It was the biggest ship. It looked the best. It had like this modern feel to it. So if you are going to go on any of the dinner cruises, if you guys have done research and you've seen people go on dinner cruises, do the opulence, because you won't regret it. It was $50 and that was more than worth it. Okay, I feel like a dinner cruise like that in LA is gonna cost you like $250, bitch. Okay, so get in where you fit in. So other than the dinner cruise and the night markets, I would just do like little things. Like, I went to the movie theaters to see Freakier Friday, and that was really fun. I went to dinner at so many places. I adventured in all of that. Whether it was a restaurant, whether it was a vendor, I ate. And speaking of that, the funniest thing about eating so much, I was walking, like I said, 15 to 20,000 steps every day. So I came home and I lost weight. And mind you too, my biggest thing, the thing that I was preaching the most when I came back home, and mind you guys, I got very, very sick when I got home. Very sick, like on my deathbed sick, okay? That's why I was gone for a month. But it was just real food with real ingredients, real fruit smoothies with real fruit. You know, the chicken wings that I had were so small, but it's because they're not chicken wings that are just inflated with hormones and stuff like that. It was just a different experience, and like on a budget. Like, it's just, you cannot make this shit up. Thailand is just such a beautiful place, and everybody talks about it. So I can't even say it's like not something that people talk about. It is talked about. It is a movement that's going on, that a lot of people are moving abroad. And speaking of that, I want to talk to you about that before the video ends. But I just want to continue on with the things that I did outside of eating, outside of night markets. One of my best funnest days of course was going to the temples. Insert clip here. The temples was just such an amazing experience. Pro tip for the temples, I advise you to go very early. I got there at 9:30, 10:30, I can't remember. It was a little cool when I got there, but then as soon as 11 o'clock hit and beyond, it was hot as hell. So once again, you make sure that you are there with a bottle of water. Make sure when you get there you're wearing the right attire. I thought that you can't show like your arms and your legs and stuff like that, so I ended up wearing like a long sleeve 2-piece workout outfit, but because the pants were tight like leggings, I had to buy like a little scarf, like a little wrap around me, and that was fine. But honestly, I had worn this long sleeve get up because I thought that that's what it was, and so I still had to wear a wrap, and I got even hotter. So make sure that you guys really do your research on what you're supposed to wear, because I don't want you to have a heat stroke trying to enjoy all of this beauty around you, but you have to be respectful. You cannot wear certain things when you go to temples. The temples were just so amazing. I ended up going to Wat Arun, Wat Pho, the Grand Palace, and it was just such an amazing experience to see all of that history. I mean, it was just, I've never seen architecture like that. Mind you, I'm from America. Like our architecture goes back to the 1700s, bitch, and it's like old ass decrepit like cottages. So to go here and just to see hundreds and hundreds of years of history and of religion, it was just so amazing. And once again, insert clip here, before I even walked in, there were people that were like crowding around me, and they were asking like to take pictures of me and with me. I like, bitch, I'm like, I need to come to Thailand, because obviously I have a fan base out here that I just have not garnered yet in America, okay? But it was just such a beautiful experience. So definitely you have, if you're gonna go to Thailand, like that's not even a question. Like you have to go to the temples, because there's no way that you could arrive in Bangkok and not experience their deep, rich history. Like I think it's disrespectful to not do that. So we've eaten, we've gone to the temples, we've gotten our eyelashes and eyebrows and nails done, and we've gone to the movie theater. I didn't talk about, and actually guys, this is a video that went viral on TikTok, and I was really excited about that. I got my braids done in Thailand. Insert clip here. If you guys know, just being a Black woman, that's not something that you would ever think, you know. Sometimes as Black women, you go to other Black women to get your hair done, and just in Black culture, it is not really a thing really that other cultures know how to work your hair. Like maybe the certain few who have done their research, who have done the work, and we really respect that and appreciate that, but that is very, very, very a small percentage. So to go to Thailand, and I did my research before I went, I found that there were a lot of Thai businesses that do Black hair, that will put braids in your Black ass hair. And definitely when I was talking to my girlfriend about it, I knew it was going to be a risk not already arriving on my vacation with braids. Like that is blasphemous. That is like, bitch, are you setting yourself up for failure? Because what if they don't do good? So now you're on your vacation and your hair is fucked up. Like, but honestly, like I had done, like I said, a lot of research. I've seen a lot of Black girls get their hair done. I got 4C hair. I saw that they are capable of doing our hair. I looked on their Instagram. I saw the hairstyle that I wanted. So I'm just like, fuck it. Like, let's take a chance. Like, I am all for taking a chance. I'm all for spontaneity. I'm all for doing something that you've never done before. Like, this is the time, if we're going to just take that risk. It was only gonna cost me $145. And I wanted medium boho braids. Bitch, that is gonna cost you $300 to probably $400, and I'm like, period. I go there. I thought that I was gonna be there for like 6 to 8 hours. Bitch, I was there for 4 hours. They had one girl doing my braids, and then at one point there were 2 people, and then at one point there were 3 people. Mind you, the main braider was barefoot and pregnant, and they was just hooking me up. My parts were clean. They were slick. My braids came out so fucking good. And I think that's another reason why the video went viral on TikTok, because it was like, they doing Black hair in Thailand? And I'm like, yes, girl. Like, it's a whole, just everything out there for us. Like, as Black women, we can thrive out there. We can get our hair done. We gonna give good food, cheap rent, you know, you can get around, you can do what you want to do. I will say that when it comes to makeup, that is a definitely different conversation, because there's not a lot of people in Thailand with deep dark skin, so you're not gonna have a lot of options. But if you do go to Sephora, I saw they had Fenty, Selena Gomez's brand, they had Deep, and like I think like Makeup of Mario. So there definitely are a lot of places that have foundation and concealer and all that stuff for us, so that's great too. So I just wanted to say all of that. Like, it's just really cool to think that like if you wanted to be out there for a few months and, you know, live out there and do your thing, like, you're good. You will definitely probably have to bring like hair care products. I don't really think I saw hair care products. I just got my hair done and like they sent me off. But as far as like hair care products to sustain that hairstyle, I had to bring that with me. You know, even like a hairstyle like this, like I'm using edge control. I don't think that they have edge control out there. So hair care stuff you're gonna have to bring. But as far as anything else like that, girl, just make sure you do your research. Don't go out there not knowing nothing, just being like, oh, well, Nastasia said. No, do your research and then also say, well, Nastasia said, and then, you know, you can figure everything out. So pro tip when it comes to at least being a Black woman going to Thailand, you can get your hair done out there. You can get your eyebrows, eyelashes, nails, and all that stuff out there, but you will have to bring your own hair care products and you will have to bring your own makeup products. As far as like your base, foundation, concealer, pressed powder, stuff like that. I want to tell you guys too that I know that I talked about currency a little bit earlier, but I just want to tell you guys, I was in Bangkok for about 8-9 days, and I always get the days mixed up. Was it 10 days? I don't know, but it was more than a week. And my Airbnb, I was in a high-rise condo with amenities like a gym, laundry, all of that stuff. Beautiful condo. Outside was an infinity pool that I used every single day, and my total for 8 to 9 days, can't remember the total, but my total for my whole trip was like 350 USD. The place that I was in would have probably been in LA $350 a night, but $350 for more than a week is just something that you just can't, like, what? What? You cannot make that up. And every single day, like whether it was in the morning before it got hot, when it was in the afternoon it was hot, or at the nighttime and I would do a night swim, I would always use their infinity pool. I mean, it was just such a beautiful complex. Funny enough, I ended up going on to Thailand's equivalent of like apartments.com, and this condo goes for $550 a month. Insert picture or video here. What's $550 gonna get you in your city? I'll wait, because I know what it'll get me in LA. It'll give me a closet. It'll give me a closet. It'll give me a bed. Or not even the room, a part of a room with a roommate. Child, you can't make this up. It was amazing. But also too, I was in Sukhumvit, so I was, like I said, about 20 minutes or so away from like everything. So pro tip when it comes to booking where you want to go, you can book a hotel if you want to. I hear a lot of people being like, oh, I don't really like booking Airbnbs because I like the comfort and the safety of hotels. And I do too. I don't mind it, but I don't know. I've just always been an Airbnb girl. Like, I love an Airbnb. I know a lot of people like hotel rooms and all-inclusive this and that. There are a lot of that in Bangkok, so you'll be able to find that. But just do your research. A lot of the places that you want to do, get a place that's close by. I didn't really care about that. And also too, I want to say a little pro tip about getting around. Now, I know it may be controversial to a lot of people, and actually I have a new friend that actually lives in Bangkok, and she told me that she does not get around with motorbikes. My whole trip I got around with motorbikes. I was very scared when I first got there, like, because just to think, because mind you, these motorbikes are going just as fast as cars. They're going on highways. You're literally basically on a motorcycle. And when I first got there, I'm like, oh, bitch, like, I'll do it, but like, no way. And literally the first thing that I had to do when I got out of my car from the airport to my Airbnb, I was late to my eyebrows, eyelashes, nail appointment. So I had to get a motorbike if I was gonna be there on time. And I rode that motorbike, and bitch, I was holding on to that guy with dear life, like, ah, you know. But I will say this, by the time, because I did it for everywhere I went, so going to somewhere, coming back, going to another place, coming back, I rode by motorbike. Also, side note, the traffic is so fucking bad, bitch. So that's the only way you're gonna want to get, like, there's no way you're gonna take a car in Bangkok traffic. Like, there's just no freaking way. But I say that to say, by the time that it was like day 3, I was taking videos. Like, I was like, I'm in a music video, and that just is what it is. Like it's so crazy how I went from like completely scared out of my mind to like feeling like I'm in the Survivor video by Destiny's Child. Like, I'm making TikToks on the back, like you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I was a pro at this time. At one point, I'm like, let me get my own bike, because I could do that. I'm still not gonna do that because I'm scared. But you know what I'm saying? So, pro tip when it comes to getting around, if you want to get around by car, you can do that. That is absolutely an option. You just have to leave earlier. Like, if you're that kind of person that you don't mind leaving an hour before you are trying to do whatever you're trying to do, and you don't mind being in traffic, you don't mind that, then do that. Like, by all means, do that. I can see why a lot of people are like, it's just sketchy, because it is. Like I said, you're riding on the back of a motorbike, and these people are going fast. Like, if you're not holding on, if you're not using your core to keep yourself up, bitch, yeah, like, some shit may happen, but I didn't see shit happen. It seems like this is just the norm. I really feel like 80% of how people get around is by motorbike. You can do your research and see if that is not the right percentage, but as far as what I saw, I'll give it 70 to 80% of people getting around was by motorbike. So, pro tip, if you want to get where you're going, do the motorbike. But if you don't mind and you want to take a time and you feel a little nervous about doing something like that, then by all means, get a car. Another thing that I did was I went to get a lot of massages. I did not get to go to an onsen because I just didn't have enough time. Like, I filled up my time with doing so many other things. And honestly, I feel like there were just moments where I just wanted a massage. I didn't really care about like the spa aspect and like sitting in a sauna and stuff like that, because I had a sauna in my Airbnb, I had a pool in my Airbnb, I had a bathtub in my Airbnb, so I was able to take bubble baths whenever I wanted to. So honestly, I just wanted someone to just rub on my body with oil, okay? So I ended up getting so many massages, and mind you, the massages for like a deep tissue with oil, hour-long detailed massage was like $12-13. It was just such an amazing experience. Definitely a massageaholic before I left, and I'll do it again. I don't care. And honestly, guys, I think just like the last thing that I want to say regarding Thailand is just the people. You probably hear it from so many people, just the people. It really makes your experience worthwhile. I feel like there's some places that I'll go to and like I may experience racism, or I may experience just uncomfortability, safety. You just don't experience that in Thailand. For one, the safety is ridiculous. Bitch, you can leave your whole Gucci purse somewhere and you'll come back hours later and it's still there. Like, you cannot make this shit up. I felt so safe. I would be walking around in my neighborhood at like 2 in the morning just to get some food, and people are just so kind. Like, swadika, kapunka. Just if you know those 2 things, honestly, you're good. People are very, very kind there. And I feel like with Thai people, they really appreciate it when you know at least the basics. You know, the basics, like I said, at least for women. Swadika, that's hello, good morning. It's a greeting. And then kapunka, that's thank you. So I feel like if you say hello, good morning, thank you, I feel like it makes them feel like, well, thanks for trying, you know, versus I feel like in some countries, when you try, they'll kind of like undermine you, like, ugh, and like we'll still speak English to you, and I'm like, bitch, I'm trying, like, I'm really dirty. I don't even know if that's right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll still be like, oh, silly American, you know, and it's just like, you don't feel that way in Thailand, and that's really, really nice. They are just so kind. Like, everywhere that I went, I never had an experience where I wanted to like somebody. And child, being from LA, I'll say nothing longer. So pro tip when it comes to just being in Thailand, guys, just if you guys can just say like simple things like sawadika, kapunka, I feel like it really goes a long way. You can take out Google Translate to be able to, you know, talk to people if you want to do so. Also, you should download a currency app, so anytime that you are purchasing something, you can, you know, put in their currency, your currency, and see how much you're spending. I definitely was on my currency app in Google Translate a lot. Every single time that I would step out felt like that would be like the 2 apps that I was on like the most, just to kind of like have that ready. Also, I want to say another thing, speaking of currency, that when it comes to money, just go to a super rich. I know a lot of people say, you know, different currency spots that you can hit up. Baby, super rich. The first exchange that I did, I think I exchanged like $500, 500 USD, and I got $498 back. You're not getting that when you try to go to a currency place in the airport. You're not getting that, especially if you try to go to somebody's ATM. Absolutely not. Just take an Uber like with your debit card in the app to a super rich, and then exchange your money there, and it's a super low rate. Like that I think that's like one of the biggest pro tips. So go to a super rich, make sure you do that. So yeah guys, I feel like that's all that I have to say about Thailand. You guys saw my videos. I just kind of wanted to wrap my experience up with a bow. It was the best solo trip that I've ever had in my life. I highly advise people to not only travel to Thailand, but if you do have the opportunity to go by yourself, fuck yeah, go do that. It was such a transformative trip. I became a completely different person from going there to coming back. Also, side note, like I said, guys, I got extremely sick, and it's because I had ate American food, and I know that happens a lot. But when I was in Thailand, like I was just feeling such disdain for American food, and how literally America has set us up for failure with the food that they are processing. Like it's just such a terrible experience. And honestly, that's a whole nother video for another time. I can go into an extensive deep dive about just American food and how this is literally a setup and they are slowly killing us. And then you go to any other country and that is just not it. You're eating fresh food and it's not an arm and a leg for it. You know, if you try to eat healthy in America, it's a fucking arm and a leg for it. But you can go down to McDonald's, you can buy this, and this for $3. Like I said, I won't go there because I can go there. But you know, just being around such friendly people, experiencing a side of the world that I've never experienced before. I am so excited to finally go back. So that was the little surprise that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Honestly, I was gonna keep this to myself because I've always like lived on the whole like nobody needs to know everything and like don't tell anybody your business until the business has been done. But honestly, I feel like with me putting up weekly videos, that's my life. And I'm going to be bringing you guys along on my life journey, just like how I did in Thailand. And now that I'm back, it's no different. It's the same thing. And so I've made this decision. I am moving to Thailand in April. I turned 30 in April. Mind you, when I was doing the research on going to Thailand, I already knew. Like, and I had never been before. But I knew. I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. I've been in America my whole life. I've been in California my whole life. I lived in LA when I was born until I was 10 years old. And then I moved to Victorville, which is the stupid ass, boring ass desert. And I grew up there from 10 to 18. I moved back to LA when I was 18. And so I've been back in LA for 11 years now. And don't get me wrong, I've had so many great experiences here. I built my career here. You know, I've met great friends. I've experienced a great life here in LA. I've lived my whole life here, and it's just time for a change. Like I said, before I even went there, I knew that that's a place that I wanted to go. And then when I went there, it just confirmed everything that I knew. And I've made that decision. So it's October right now. I have about 7 months to, you know, save all the money that I want. I'm gonna go out there with the education visa. So I'm either gonna do 6 months to a year. I haven't really decided how long yet, but I feel like it'll be, you know, it'll be nice to just start off with 6 months, and then if I like it, then I can keep going, and then if I don't, I can always come back. I have a home here that is always gonna have open arms for me. But I'm just really excited to take you guys on this journey, and I'm just really excited to see what life is gonna be. I already saw what life can be for me out there, and so I just want to taste it. I want to experience it. I want to go, and whatever is gonna happen from there, it's gonna happen. And also too, guys, I have a fan base out there, because like I said, when I went out there, I was treated like fucking royalty. I was treated like if I was a celebrity. And also too, I didn't even get to sing for them. So imagine how they were treating me just off of sight, and they haven't even heard my voice. Baby, I'm in my head like, who knows, I might go to Thailand and blow the fuck up. So who knows if I don't go. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that this video has inspired you to want to take a trip to Thailand. If you go, you're not going to regret it. It's going to be one of the best trips of your life. And just thank you guys once again for watching my videos and following me on this journey. I got 7 months left. Okay, so follow me on this journey of making my dreams come true, and we're gonna have so much fun, guys. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that bell so you guys are always notified on when I upload. I upload every single Monday, and I upload shorts every single day, so make sure you guys catch that too. So until next time, baby, au revoir.
Where'd you go?